it's your own business. You're individual and you're in control of it. Yeah, it's very different now because now I know that it is also a viable business. Whereas before, when I started, I was still thinking, can I do this? Is it going to be good? Is this going to be enough?
But there's always a way. There's always an angle on it. You have to think outside the box, but there's always a way to make it
streamline it. Yeah, definitely. Oh, it gets me hot and bothered, but not for the right reasons.
Welcome to the Handmade Bosses Show. I'm Steph, and my mission is to help you start, run, and scale an online handmade business and build a creative life you love. I went from being in a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated to running my 6-figure handmade business in less than a year. So bosses, let's help you get your amazing products out there and get the sales you deserve. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Handmade Bosses Show. And I'm here with Caron.
Hi.
So Caron makes amazing polymer clay earrings and beaded earrings as well. Is that right? You're still doing the beaded.
Yeah.
And her shop is called Caron Made. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to let Caron take the reins and introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about you, Caron, and what you do.
Okay. Hi, I'm Caron, and my business is Caron Made, and I make earrings. And it started as beaded earrings, and then I moved on to polymer clay as well. And I just love jewelry. I love earrings. I love everything about them, and to be able to make them as a business is just amazing. So
love
yeah.
that.
That's me.
And I love the fact that you've niched down into just doing earrings. I think so many people can be like, let's do beaded jewelry or polymer clay jewelry, but you're like, no, like my passion, earrings. Yeah. I love that.
I love earrings.
So
yeah, can't go wrong with a good pair of earrings.
No, and I love it as well because they're always eye level, aren't they? So they're always kind of the thing that you notice the most, I think, when you
definitely. And even if you're just wearing something plain and, if you don't like bold colors in your clothes, you could just put on a nice bright pair of earrings. They don't have to be massive, just something. And it just changes your whole look, it just makes it pop.
Yeah, I should really wear more earrings. I buy stuff and then I'm just like, it doesn't go with what I'm wearing, which I love about your stuff because it's not like 5 or 6 different colors all in one pair of earrings.
Yeah,
beautiful and bright, but very like muted and
it's not like
simple yet vibrant.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Love it. So shall we have a little chat about your story then? Because I know that you had a ironing business, didn't you?
Yes.
You were keen to get out of.
Yes, you could say that.
Tell us a little bit more. Let's go back right to square one. What was the story behind you and your business?
So I had an ironing business from 2012, I think. So I've been doing it for quite a long time, about 7 or 8 years. Yeah. And it worked really well for me while the kids were little. And, it just kind of spiraled into a full-time, really busy business. But eventually it just took its toll physically. So my shoulders and my back and my hands were just not in a good way. So I ended up at the osteopath quite a lot of times. I was like, why am I spending my money going to the osteopath? And, it's just not worth it. And then I'd started making earrings as a hobby before that. And some of my ironing clients really liked my earrings. And I'd said, I made them. And she was like, what? You made them? Can you make me some? I'm like, yes, I can make you some. And I made her some and her daughter some and her friend some. And that's what kind of got me thinking, is that maybe I could do that. It was just going to be like a little side hustle and, do that as well as ironing. And then I listed a few things on Etsy and sort of told people about it. And then lockdown happened. And then the ironing kind of fell away naturally because loads of people were just working from home. They didn't want their shirts ironed, all that type of stuff. And that's when I kind of thought this is actually the right way to do it, so it's a good time to transition.
Yeah.
So I did.
At what point were you like, did you make up your mind that the ironing had to go? Like, was there like a definite moment in time where you were like, no?
It took a while. It took a few months to kind of let go of the ironing. And while the jewelry kind of got its momentum, I got rid of a few more clients and passed them on to friends who did like ironing and cleaning. And I just kept saying to them, oh, got a client, do you want the ironing? But it was really, and then I was doing face masks as well last year because of the pandemic and all of that. And that kind of made me realize that actually a handmade business is a possibility. And I need to actually just get rid of the ironing to be able to focus on it. So my aim was by the end of last year to get rid of the ironing. So I gave myself a bit of a deadline, and that's what I did. Yeah.
Love that. So you've mentioned beaded earrings, polymer clay, and face masks. Tell us a little bit more about whether you still do some of those, what your thoughts are, and how you moved from that to this to that.
Okay. I know I did a lot, and I always feel like I want to do everything, but I know that I can't. But sometimes I do it to myself. I'm thinking, I can do that. So I started with beaded earrings, and last March it was when we all went into lockdown and face masks was becoming a thing. I got my sewing machine out, and I had loads of fabric anyway from like just doing sewing for myself. So I thought I'll just make a few face masks. And then I made a few, people liked them. And then I listed them in my Etsy shop, and it went nuts, absolutely nuts. So the face masks took over about 6 months of my life.
It did with us.
It went absolutely crazy. Yes, exactly. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I think I need to maybe concentrate on the jewelry now, because that's what I really love doing. And at that time, my daughter wanted to learn polymer clay jewelry. So she's always into different arts and crafts and trying different things. I mean, she's done a bit of everything. She's 13. So I got her loads of polymer clay stuff just to try. And so she made loads of earring components, and it was such fun. Like at the end of last summer holiday, she did that. And then I was like, oh, this stuff is really cool. I love this. And then I started learning more and more, just it's all self-taught, watching lots of tutorials and YouTube and all that. And I carried on with the polymer clay, and then she got bored. So she stopped.
Love that.
And there's just so much you can do with it. So I really love that. And then I deactivated the face mask listing because, what I really loved is the jewelry. So I still make face masks because people ask me, like old clients, and I make face masks for my friend's osteopath clinic. So she sells them in the clinic for me. Awesome. Which is nice. Yeah, so still a bit of everything, but not as much.
I love that. And so it's safe to say then that you enjoyed the polymer clay, and you kind of stumbled upon it almost like a bit of an accident, I'd say, in a way.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, really. I'd never seen it before. And it was only from my daughter watching TikTok videos of people doing it that I knew what it was. Never seen it. So
that's amazing. So I guess you kind of fell in love with the fact that you can do a lot more with it, and you were like, well, beads are beads, but clay can be anything.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I love the beads. I've still got so many beads, and I absolutely love making beaded things, but you can only really do one thing at a time. So you can sit there and make one pair of earrings. It'll take you 2 or 3 hours. But with the polymer clay, you can make batches of it. So you roll it out, and then you've got different cutters. Yeah. And you cut it out, and you put your textures on and your glitters and all those lovely things. And I just love making things as well. So it was kind of also just for me to try it out and just find out what I really liked. Because having an ironing business for 7 or 8 years, before that, I was a mortgage consultant in South Africa. So nothing creative, I made jewelry for myself when I was younger, but it was never a business.
No.
So I just had to kind of explore and see what I like doing.
I love that. And I think like looking at your website right now, which I have up on my laptop, because I actually do have another little screen just so I can check, but I feel like I'm definitely in your target market, and I love the fact that I feel like you're that kind of person that you can wear pajamas but put on a pair of earrings and you feel done up.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean? Yeah, I don't feel fully dressed unless I've got my earrings on. And sometimes when you're feeling not so good and you catch a glimpse at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh no, I don't like how I look today, you can just go and put your earrings on and you're like, oh, that's better.
Yes. I love it. It
makes a huge difference.
I like earrings myself, that because I have my ear hole, my piercing hole there, but on a whim I got a second one done. And I don't like it. I wish I hadn't have had the second one done. So I like your earrings that you're wearing, and if you're watching it on, you see the beautiful ones, and I love those because they will cover up the two holes. So yes, I will be coming to you and being like, I'm literally already sat here thinking, should I get like black or white, or should I get like black or blue? So yeah, you have another.
I mean, the options are endless.
Options are endless, and I'm looking on your website and I'm getting distracted because your stuff is so beautiful. Like I just can't. I need to cross off the website and concentrate.
Imagine how I feel making it. I'm like, oh, I can make that. I can make that. I can make that.
I'm curious, how many pairs do you have for yourself that are in your own jewelry box?
I shudder to think. Dozens. Actually dozens. Love that. That's brilliant. Having worked in a, like, quote unquote, and I'm doing air quotes right now, higher end jewelry shop, it's so boring. Yes, you get the gemstones and stuff like that, but it's super, like, that's why I love handmade stuff. You can make it zingy, you can make it pop, you can make it vibrant. And like higher end stuff, it's gold or a silver color, whether it's platinum, silver, whatever, and that's pretty much it. And then you've got the gemstones, which are like red, green, blue, which are the most common ones, and diamonds obviously, and then that's it. Like you can't have any funky shapes, you can't do anything. No, it's not funky, and you'll probably only get one pair a year because they're so expensive.
Yes, well, every 5 years probably. With the way gold is right now. Fab. So explain to us what a typical kind of day looks like for you in your business.
It's difficult to say what a typical day is like, because they're all kind of different depending if I'm making or if I'm just doing admin. But usually I would have something on my desk that I'm busy with. So I would finish off my projects that I'm doing. I'm making little smiley beads for a lady at the moment, so that's on my desk today.
Smiley beads?
Yeah, so she uses she makes vintage jewelry and uses upcycled beads and everything like that, and all of her necklaces have got a little smiley face bead on it, so I'm making those for her.
That is
so yeah, I try to check my emails and do my admin in the morning, which I'm very bad at doing. Very bad.
Me too.
So it really just depends. If I'm making, I'll try and do that, and then maybe while the pieces are in the oven curing, then I'll do something else. If I've got orders to pack, I need to get that done and get them to the post box. And then I've got to do it all before I have to go and fetch the kids from school. So it goes really fast. You think there's like a good 5 hours of, working time. There isn't.
It feels like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So it really just depends, because in my business I'm doing lots of different things. I kind of feel like my day is quite divided up. I probably should have a better system, but I don't.
we all want to be better, and every January we're always like, right, okay, we're going to be super organized this year, and then by like March it's like, well, that went down the drain, didn't it?
Yeah But everything takes so much time. It's like you've got your social media, you've got your website, you've got Etsy, you've got Pinterest, and then like the marketing side of things takes a long time. So I feel like as much as I want to spend every day making stuff, because it's amazing, I've got to do all the admin and the marketing side. So
yeah. It is tricky to get, you know, especially as like creative people, all we want to do is like create. And, you know, creating doesn't have to be just creating products. It can be doing graphics, it can be creating packaging, it can be, you know, all that stuff we tend to really like. But then when it comes to like responding to emails and bookkeeping and taxes, and it's like,
oh gosh,
no,
don't get me started on the bookkeeping and the Excel spreadsheets. My word. I mean, I hadn't worked on Excel since 2007, so it was all a bit of a shock.
It hasn't really changed that much, to be honest.
No, thank goodness.
A spreadsheet's a spreadsheet. Although I must say, I've moved on to Google Drive now, and we use Google Sheets, and I actually prefer that now.
Do you?
I do. Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, but once it basically does the same thing. Like, you know, the basic equals and this cell plus this cell is all the kind of like same, but they do other cool stuff. Like, for example, they do like a function. I'm not sure which function it is. I think it's Google Finance you have to put in there. But it will automatically translate what $1 is to £1 in like a cell, and it will do all of that for you. And I was like,
that's handy.
That's different than Excel spreadsheet. It's a bit of a game changer.
Oh, that's good. Not sure if I have time to learn a new thing, but
no, it was just that one thing that I was like, why did I not check that there was a formula for this before? Like, why did I not?
That's really cool. Yeah,
so it's so cool. So where/when/how did you come across me / Handmade Bosses?
Oh, I found you on YouTube, actually.
YouTube.
So, yes. So I found your 30 days to kick butt Etsy store videos on YouTube last March.
Yeah.
When I was kind of deciding that this handmade business thing could actually be a thing, and I needed to learn more about it and how to sort of have an online business, because I'd never ever done that before. And there was a lot of YouTube videos I was watching, but a lot of them were American and stuff. And then I came across yours and I was like, oh, she's cool. I like this.
It's a UK girl.
and then I joined your Facebook group, and then it just just went on from there. And then obviously you launched your course in May, so I signed up to that, and so it started on YouTube.
Oh, amazing. It's funny because like not a lot of people find me on YouTube when I ask them this question. They're always like, oh, we just like searched on Facebook, and I'm like, oh.
Okay.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's just funny how different people find you different ways. No, it is fab. So you joined the course in May. Let's talk about it. What impact has it had on your business?
Well, for me, everything was new to me. I had no idea of how to have an online business. I'd never had an Etsy shop, never had, to think about email marketing or just how to list products, how to photograph products, how to do Pinterest, Facebook groups, all that type of stuff. So everything was new, and I literally didn't have a clue. So I found the course really helpful to sort of go through the modules, and especially sort of in the beginning, you're like, how do you find your target market, your branding, all that type of stuff. My branding's changed quite a lot from the beginning as well. So, but it's been a journey, and
as it always is.
Yes. So that was like really the first step for me of kind of taking it seriously and learning how to have an online business.
Yeah.
Instead of just a hobby.
Yeah. And what kind of impact, so I know that you've chatted about giving up the ironing side of things, sort of what impact has your business had on your life?
It's made me excited again about working. The ironing was fine for a while, but it wasn't exciting.
We have been having some great conversations so far on today's episode, but I've got something even more special for you. You know what it takes to be shown on page 1 on Etsy, right? Yep, you guessed it, increasing your conversion rate. My 3-step framework to skyrocket your Etsy conversion rate is my signature free masterclass. And boss, I'm saving a spot for you. Learn how to increase your conversion rate in 3 easy steps, as well as the top 3 mistakes I see Etsy shops make on a daily basis. Sign up in the show notes or head to handmadebosses.com/conversion. That's handmadebosses.com/conversion, CONVERSION, to claim your spot. Now let's get back to the episode, and I can't wait to see you there, boss.
And now this has given me an opportunity to step into literally a whole new world that I never knew before. I mean, all the Facebook communities, the Instagram communities, I've met so many amazing people since last March. I just can't tell you. And it's just been just a real eye-opener, you know, to see how many small businesses are out there. I mean, yes, I shopped, you know, at small businesses before, but I was never in it myself to sort of understand how it impacts your life. And it does take over your life. So like I swapped my 15 hours of ironing for 50 hours of handmade, you know, business work. But it's just been amazing, really amazing. So
I think the biggest thing is that where before you kind of shopped at probably a few sort of handmade businesses, now you shop with them, but you get to know the owner, you get to know the creator, you get to know the people behind the business, whereas you don't get that with, well, as you know, big box stores. You don't get that, you know, when you go to, I can't even think of an example, but you don't get, you get to speak to a member of staff who's been trained to do XYZ, but you don't get to talk to the actual person that's going to make your item.
And that's made it with their very own 2 hands. You know, they've made it, they've packaged it, you've seen it on Instagram, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's so my house and my office, this is filled up nicely with stuff that I've bought from other people.
Love that, absolutely love that.
But then they do the same for me. It's because then they've seen my earrings and stuff, and you know, the people that I've bought from, they've also bought from me, and you know, it's just such an amazing community. So I love it. I love that.
That is so great. That's so great. So just popping back to the course quickly, what was your biggest takeaway from it? Because I know it's a beast of a course. There's a lot going on, and even more so now that we've had the update, which you're working through. It's a very large course. What was your biggest takeaway from it the last time you kind of like ran through it?
I kind of like the fact that it actually has changed a lot, because my business has changed a lot too. Like now I've got not only an Etsy shop, I've got a website as well. So I need to kind of learn about that. But what I learned from the course is that nothing's set in stone. You can change things up. You know, you do you. And if you want to change things, you can. If you want to relearn something, you can. And you know, I just keep going back to the basics really, and trying to just build on kind of what I was learning before. So it's just the fact that it's your own business, you're individual, and you're in control of it, and you can change things if you need to.
I think like you say, a lot of people do kind of go into it and they're like, right, okay, I need to sort out my branding, I need to sort out my target market, to sort out this and that, and then they're like, oh, but I feel like I've changed a bit since then, but then they feel like they can't go back and change it. And it's like, no, like you will, if you have a business for 5 years, you'll probably rebrand twice, you'll probably change your name twice, you know. And also just sorry, to take things at your own pace. I mean, I probably did the course a lot slower than other people, but you know, it's because I had kids and a family and stuff. It wasn't, I didn't have all day every day to spend on it, and I just have to do things at my own pace, and that's okay. So I think that's good as well if you give yourself a bit of a time limit, because we can all be like, oh, we've got 6 months to do this thing, but it's going to get left up until the last week because you've got 6 months to do it, or because you've got a week to do it. We've all been there.
We need deadlines.
We need deadlines in our life.
Yeah. But no, I've started going through the new course now as well. So that's exciting. I like how you've changed it, and it just, refreshes my mind as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
We're actually in the process right now of like looking into it again and seeing how we can make it better. It's literally every sort of 2-3 months we're like, right guys, let's look at the feedback that we've got and let's kind of change things, pivot things, because like you say, you have to, you're not going to get it right the first time. You're not going to get your target market right the first time. You're not going to get your branding right the first time.
And things out there change all the time. I mean, things have changed quite a lot even since I started a year ago. Instagram changes their things all the time. There's always new things to learn. And some things which you think might work for your business, you kind of do them for a little while and you think, oh, I don't like it, or I don't want to do that anymore. And then you kind of have to move on to something else and try different stuff. So it's experimenting as well.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to A/B test things. Like if you've got one listing, whether it's on Etsy, website, whatever, a lot of the things that I teach apply to your website as well. It's not just Etsy as applied to. But if you want to test things and you want to test, right, okay, I'm gonna have a blue background for my pictures as opposed to a pink one, let's see which one does better. If you want to go onto your Instagram and be like, which do you prefer, A or B style of earring, or of box or of packaging, you've got to be I think businesses die because they don't change, and they don't change according to what feedback they get.
Yeah, it's definitely important to do that. And I love all the polls on Instagram that you can do, because it just gives you an insight into what people are thinking instantly. You don't have to wait 3 months and see, oh, is this working? It's literally instant.
And that's right.
Which is nice. Yeah, definitely.
Also great when you think you know what the answer is going to be. Yes, it comes out different. You're
true.
Like, oh.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I really like that. But no, no one else does.
So talking about your business being different from a year ago, how different is your business now versus July last year?
Very different. I mean, July last year, I was literally just sewing face masks all day, every day. I don't even think I was making any jewelry last July, maybe the odd bit in between. But I think obviously the pandemic had a lot to do with it, because I wouldn't have been making face masks had it not been for COVID. But also I was trying to figure everything out as well and find out what I really like. And now I can definitely say I want to do the earrings. I love the polymer clay, still love the beads, but this is definitely what I want to do going forward. And it's very different now, because now I know that it is also a viable business. Whereas before, when I started, I was still thinking, can I do this? Is it going to be good? Is this going to be enough? And definitely, I know it is now. So
I love that.
Yeah. So
because so exciting. Many people, it is exciting, and I love your stuff. I'm going to say it again. I love your stuff. I'm back on your website again, and I'm like, oh no, stop. My hand has found its way to the website again, and I'm like,
keep searching, go through the categories. I know it's really hard to put everything on one website, because I've actually got so much.
Caron has these amazing earrings which I love, which have got like gold. Is it gold leaf sort of style?
It's gold leaf. Yeah, it's
so you've got gold leaf,
gold metal leaf. Yeah, and it makes like this really nice crackly. When you press it into the clay and you roll it out, it crackles, and it's just amazing.
My God, I think the last time I used gold leaf was when my dad was doing a decorating job, and the people wanted a gold leaf circle around their light on they were like proper they were extra, and he got that brush and he had it and he was brushing it onto the thing. I remember thinking, wow.
It's very
like,
thin. Yeah.
It's very delicate. You can't
Very
touch
delicate.
it too much, otherwise it flakes and it's gone.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I don't think it's proper gold. I don't think it's real gold, otherwise it would cost a bomb. But it's still the same. You've just got to be so careful with it and just brush it on very gently with a paintbrush.
And you can't sneeze or breathe too much.
No. It
goes everywhere and you're like, oh, well, that's just like wasted.
They'll go into the scrap bowl.
Go into the scrap bowl. I've got a tub about this big of sterling stuff that I need to scrap, like just bits and bobs that I need to scrap. It's just finding the time to take it somewhere.
I've got an enormous Tupperware of beads, which I call my bead soup. It's just
bead soup. I love that.
It's got all the scraps and pieces that I've taken undone, or like I did one and then didn't like it, I'll just put in the bead soup. And then I don't know if I'm ever going to go through it.
It's like that tub just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's brilliant. Bead soup. I love it. That's tickled me, that has. I like it. So where do you see your business in a year from now? That's always a thought-provoking.
That is a tricky one. Definitely still with the earrings. And what I want to do is, I bought a book to learn about color psychology, because what I really like is the fact that different colors can sort of make you feel different ways, and, you know, make you feel calm or make you feel happy or energize you, things like that. So I thought it'd be really nice if I learned a bit more about that. So that is my plan, is to learn about color psychology and just bring that into my work.
Love that. I love that. You know, I'm just, as soon as you said that, I just had this image of you doing like collections, like the Calm collection, and
that's what I want to do.
Like everything complements each other, and you know, my like Etsy coach brain like ran off, and I was like, I got a bit excited there.
We'll have to have another chat about that.
Oh yes. Show me all the colors, show me all the clay, and I'll get super excited.
Yeah, because you can, like, now what I've done, like these earrings I've got on, so I've mixed this color myself. So
it's like a blue, and for people that can't see, it's like a blue.
Yeah, so the beigey color on top is actually how I made this blue. Is I've mixed the beige with like a bright blue. So you just have to get the sort of proportions right, and then just came up with this most amazing color. And it's just amazing what you can do. So
I love that.
It.
And Karen's got this really, really lovely dress with like blue lace at the top, and it's like complements it perfectly.
I know.
Do you know what? I love the fact that you can, if you get a outfit that's like a particularly iffy color to try and match, you're like,
yes,
don't worry, I got it.
Don't worry, I can mix that. And that's what I really love about the polymer clay, is it's like mixing paint. So if you've got a little bit of knowledge of what colors to mix to make the paint you want, not that I was ever artistic, but with the kids we've mixed colors. Yeah, exactly. So my friend had a mustard bag, and she wanted me to make her some mustard animal print earrings.
Ooh.
So I just sort of mixed a few colors. I did look on YouTube or Pinterest to see how the heck do I mix mustard.
Was it yellow and brown, or was it yellow and orange? Or was it
it's a bit of red and a bit of brown and a bit of yellow. So kind of a bit of everything, but then you had to just get the proportions right. So I took a little piece of it. Once I'd mixed it, I took a little piece to school to show her, and it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. It matched her bag so well. So then I made the earrings for her, and then someone else has asked me to match a top. I've got someone going to a wedding, and they want me to make some earrings to match their outfit they're going to wear. So yeah, it's really cool. You can literally do anything.
That's amazing. I was just about to say, actually, I love like the whole wedding thing, because like, especially with me, on my dress, I didn't have a white dress. I had a white dress with like pink, like peonies on it. and it had like, it was a bit of a standout dress, but it had like 5 or 6 different shades of pink, and it had 2 or 3 different shades of green, and I struggled to find jewelry that matched. And that would be great, people can come to you and be like, right, this is the color of my dress, can you match it with the bridesmaids? I think that's brilliant.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, which is something that's also in my brain. I'm like, weddings, bridesmaids,
weddings, because I was that bride who was like, it's the wrong shade of pink. I was that nightmare bride, which now one of my best friends is getting married, and now she's the nightmare bride, and I'm like, was I like that?
Damn. Of course, you're allowed to be. It's okay.
It's like, you're fine. I think she's having emerald green, so obviously every green the wrong shade of green.
Wrong green. So
it's like having to go around and like research the names of the different shades of green, and we've been so far to go on the Pantone website and have a look at the shade of green
perfect
she wants.
Love that.
I will send her your way.
Please do. I can match it exactly.
That's perfect. I love that. What is one crazy but true fact about you?
Everyone
always asks this question. They're like, I don't know.
I was thinking about that. I was going through quite a few options, and there was a few that I came up with, but one crazy but true fact is I broke my leg when I was 1 year old.
Oh no.
And my parents didn't know it was broken, and only when I was limping they were like, I wonder what's wrong. But my leg's broken.
A hard baby, like, my leg's broken, walk it off.
Walk it off, we can do this.
Wow.
So that's a bit crazy. And what else? I had a 2-year work visa when I was 18, and I backpacked around Turkey for a month with a friend. That was fun. That was amazing. Really, really cool.
That's amazing. I bet Turkey was lovely.
It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. The most amazing country. Like, every region is just so different to the one before. It was amazing.
That is
really cool.
Lovely. So I think a lot of people, when they go to like Turkey, they just go to the typical kind of like beachy side of it.
Yes. I mean, inland is just amazing. You've got green hills and mountains, and then the most amazing seas, and it's just stunning.
That's amazing. That sounds lovely. I bet the sea is so like blue, and
it was absolutely gorgeous. And the one night we went down to the beach because there was like the phosphorescence in the sea, so it was like this glowing green. All the waves were glowing. It was really cool.
Wow. So like the Northern Lights, but topsy-turvy.
Yes, exactly.
That is amazing. I love that. My last question for you is, what's one piece of advice you would give to you a year ago? If you could travel back and whisper in the ear of you, what would you say?
I would just say to trust your gut, because you get a lot of information or opinions from lots of people, family, friends, online, and a lot of the time you second guess yourself. But I think you should just go with your gut and do what you think is right for you, not just in general business wise, but also like down to the nitty-gritty products and things like that. Like just certain products that are made and other people were like, oh my God, that is disgusting. And it became like a bestseller. So it doesn't always matter what other people say. Just go with your gut, and
your gut will see you right. So many people are like, well, I think I should do that, but people are telling me to do this, so I'm going to do this. And usually within like six months, they've stopped that and they've gone back to what they were going to do. Yes. And also just perseverance, and it's not going to happen overnight. You know, it's not going to be something where you wake up one morning and suddenly you've got like, you know, a 6-figure business. It does take time and patience. Yeah. And I think as well, like, it's such a journey, like you discover more about yourself as a person when you're self-employed, when you have a business, because you have to know how you learn, you have to know how you work, you have to like ID the signs of you getting off track and getting yourself back on track. Whereas when you're in like a 9 to 5, you're told what to do, you're told when to do it. It's very tricky.
It is tricky, and you're building it up literally from nothing, from the ground up. So it's just figuring out just what you need, what space you need. Just like the space in my little craft room has changed so much, and you're just learning all the time and changing all the time. So you've got to give yourself a little bit of a break. And also if you've got a family as well, like I've got 2 kids, I can't just be working 24/7. I've got to be patient and just do what I can in the few hours that I can and make the best of it.
100%. And you've just got to use your time to the best that you can. Because
hence the polymer clay as well, because that is a very good use of time, whereas doing a beaded pair of earrings takes a few hours. But
it's like we chatted before this, and we were talking about looking at X, how long it takes you to make it, and what you get Y for that thing, and then it's looking at that and saying, right, how much do I pay myself out of that, what's my fees, what's all that kind of good stuff, and then looking at how you can change the process in one way, shape or form to make it better for you. So a lot of people start off and they're like, well, I knit scarves, like how the heck am I supposed to streamline that? But there's always a way, there's always an angle on it. You have to think outside the box, but there's always a way to make it
streamline it. Definitely. And then you figure it all out eventually. And like I say, it doesn't happen overnight, but now that you've got a little bit more experience and you kind of know what works, you still got to tweak it all the time, because there's always a way to batch things, or to make things in batches, packaging in batches. You just learn all these things as you go, but because it's got to work business wise, it's got to be a profitable, viable business. So as much as I love doing the beads and I could just sit there all day, it's just not a good business model. So I had to just seriously think about that as well. So, but no, I think I've got to a good place now, and obviously I love what I do, so that's good.
And it's like, although you might love making something, you're a business as well. If you want to be a hobbyist, that's fine, but 99.9% of the people watching this are going to want to make a business, and it's like you have to be like, right, what is going to make the money that I need to make to grow and pay myself a wage? You've always got to think about those two things. You've got to find a way to work smart and try and just make the most out of the few hours that you've got. And that is what I'm working on at the moment. So for the last few months, my husband's helping me, and to try and just streamline everything, look at the data. He's very data driven and I'm very winging it. So he will like phase 3 then, because that's where that massive data sheet is. That you fill out. So I bet he'll be all over that.
He will be, yes. When I told him there's like data sheets and KPIs, he got very excited.
Oh, KPI. It's a dirty word, that, isn't it? That's why I call it data sheet, so it's not as scary, but it's basically
KPIs. Oh, it gets me hot and bothered, but not for the right reasons.
I do love a good spreadsheet.
Oh no, it freaks me out. I can't. It just, I don't know. I'm a bit of a technophobe, maybe. Just can't do it.
Well, it's all like nice. It's all color coded and fresh and lovely. So who knows? You might look at it and be like, "This is all right."
Yeah.
Or you might look at it and go, "Nope."
Just close the laptop.
That's brilliant. Love that.
So where can people find you, Caron?
So I am on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I have an Etsy shop and I have a website. So either Facebook or Instagram is probably the best place to find me. If you want to chat to me about making a custom pair of earrings,
please do.
Please do.
And that's
so
caronmade.uk. Fabulous. Yeah. Well, we're going to have the handles and stuff in the show notes.
Okay.
And also in the show notes as well, guys, there's going to be like lots of different things for you to, so not only will there be Caron, it'll also be our Instagram in there as well, and a couple of freebies in there. So yeah, thank you, Caron, so much for coming on and having a pleasure. It was so fabulous chatting and
so nice to chat. Yes, thank you for having me. I really loved it.
Oh, it's been great. And I shall catch up with you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fab week and we shall see you soon. Bye everyone.
We really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to check the show notes for some more helpful links and also a link to our website as well. Also, you can watch the video version of this over on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to get your free spot on our masterclass, the 3-step framework to skyrocket your Etsy conversion rate at handmadebosses.com/conversion. That's handmadebosses.com/conversion. We would also love it if you could leave us a review on iTunes, as it really helps us to reach more bosses in need. Subscribe to the show and we will see you on the next episode.